All right. So yeah, last time we finally were able to take care of business and save Christmas. Brunelli. It only took us like 12 times. All right, so yeah. Thankfully, everybody's okay now. We went back in time to Christmas Eve. Yune's still here and she has her lovely, precious, angelic voice back. Which is amazing. I love that. Very happy for my girl. And yeah, everything's okay now, so that's good. So now hopefully we can have a really nice culture festival, really fun Christmas, and a really awesome birthday party for Yune. But right before, something happened that I have no intention of telling anyone. Did we do the tango or Sakuya? Hello? Oh, I thought I was gonna see your sister. Actually, hello. No problem. I couldn't sleep anyway, so it's no big deal. It's around 11 at night. Kida wanted to see me, so I stepped out of the dorms. Oh, I see. Is that where she's been? Like, chewed you out for everything you did? You ended up arguing with her, huh? He's been meeting with everyone, one-on-one, in order to apologize for what he did, and off exclamations. Oh, wow, that's cool. I mentioned before, like, I respected that he was gonna do that. I didn't actually think we were gonna see it. So that's nice. I like they were actually seeing it, too. Although Rinka didn't eat the green apple, thus leaving her in the dark concerning the time travel, she and Gita are childhood friends. He must have known something was up, if not what. Understandable. Did you tell about your jealousy over her work? Uh-huh. Sounds about right. It'd be fair to say that only two people who truly appreciated Rinka's work and viewed her as a genius were Gito and Kota. Rinka herself likely never considered her own work to be all that great. I What kind of fight did you two get into? She is kind of right. Modern art, which is a dominating form of expression now, has almost no rules. Rinka's breakthroughs as an artist are akin to Champ's work in the last century. Artists today have to try and etch out what art means to them from this far too vast framework. That's also a good point. Rinka, who dared to deviate from the common definitions of what art should be, is an unquestionable genius in her own right. That all the students here in this town have a strong artistic background only makes her genius all the more remarkable. Of course, it doesn't diminish Gito and Kota's accomplishments, both of whom produce masterpieces within the framework of classical art. Oh, wow. From everything I've heard, I always thought the two operate on different wavelengths. Enough to spark arguments, I guess. Huh? She did? I didn't know about that. Rika might be a year older than me, but is still quite young compared to other artists. Gita's right about his statement regarding how promising her future appears to be, which is why I described it as terrifying. Rika must have a plan or something, right? But? Huh? You two were having a conversation while playing chess? For the two of them to discuss art while engaged in a highly strategic and psychological game like chess. I can imagine how heated things got. Even the pieces probably wanted to flee the scene. If I remember correctly, you two were tied at 99 wins and losses each. So who won? Was it a draw? Was it a tie, Guido? In that moment, he looks happier than he ever did on completing an art piece. Oh, okay. Alright, I see. Alright, I see. Oh, you must be happy about that. Very clearly. He says he demolished her, but I have a feeling it was a pretty close match. I won't press the issue, though. Even I can read the room sometimes. Sometimes. But you know, this means war, right? You mean like you? I almost want to tell him to look in the mirror. I would. It's almost like he tries to set himself up like this. How'd it go for everyone else? I see. That makes sense. We know a lot of tough, reliable women. That sounds like her. I know what you mean, although they look nothing alike. But to be fair, Guido and Sakuya don't look that much alike either. We walk together, disrupting the silent night with our laughter. Yeah. Yune only obtained her time travel powers because of Guido's actions. Suffice to say, everything she's gone from to this point were directly brought about by Guido himself. However... Dang. Yune would never do something like that. Yeah, she's too precious and sweet. It's hard for me to imagine Yune slinging insults or blaming him for anything. It probably was the harshest punishment Guido had to endure thus far. What did she say? Oh, Yune. Yep, that makes complete sense. Can definitely see that. She wouldn't. That's very like her. Yune is a truly good person at heart, although sometimes to a fault and at the expense of her own well-being. I'm not sure whether to call it motherly love or affection, but either way, her reaction is exactly how I'd imagine her to behave. I'm not sure what you... What do you mean? Thinking back, I guess everyone had front. I guess everyone had front seats to that spectacle. Or most everybody. Sakuya's probably internally arriving in the same agonized embarrassment as me. Right, of course. Let's see. Let's not rush things. Well, the thought of having Guido as my brother-in-law isn't necessarily that bad. Oh, but there's still one thing I don't get. Why did the two of you hide the fact that you were siblings? In order to come here, all students must pass an entrance exam measuring their artistic aptitude. The possibility of siblings being allowed in together is so rare, all I can think of is Cain and Abel. I never thought about that, but wow. But hey, darn it. Still though, there must be some siblings around, so I keep up the act. Wait, what? Really? What the fuck? What do you mean? I see. You both must have arrived here separately then, right? But why though? They were separated from their parents at different times, making their upbringing completely different. To make matters worse, without a last name, neither would have known of their relationship unless the teacher explicitly told them. It makes sense that Gita wouldn't know about Sakuya until around when he entered the academy. Okay, see. I kind of got that impression. But despite being related, you two don't really know each other well, huh? You two seem pretty close. I mean, yeah, she, like, literally did all that with your plan for, like, how many times? Like, 10 times? Because not the last time, but still, like, you seem very close to me, considering all you guys just did with each other. It was a big shock to me. Although now that I know, it's impossible for me to unsee the two of you as brother and sister. They seem so comfortable together. Even if the 2-year age difference, Sakuya seems to have stepped into the role naturally. Ito. The two of them are just like me and Yune, bound by fate to travel through time and relive the past. It's an experience we can both relate to, despite our different motives. What do you mean? It's not that I'm jealous. It's not that I'm not jealous, but... I'll do my best. I can't let Sakuya hear this conversation, I think to myself. Yoji. It seems like he accepted being purposely kept in the dark about everything. All I feel is gratitude that he respected our wish to keep him from getting tangled in this mess and not ask any questions. Aren't you also not old enough, Gita? Of course, anytime. The girls, though. Oh yeah, Yune can't drink. She can't drink, okay? She's just not allowed to drink. Yes. Don't I know it, but especially Yune, please. We naturally made our way toward the Christmas tree, and before we knew it, it towered over us. Having reached its destination, Gito sits down on a stump. Yes, Gito? Yep. We sit together on adjacent stumps, gazing up at the night sky so full of stars. I know someone somewhere else is looking up at the same sky. Looking down, the Aurora is a blip, nothing more than a slight obstacle. You don't have to make it fancy. Okay, maybe a little fancier than that. I can tell he's not trying to gloss over what happened. It's just that he's far better at getting good grades in human interaction. If he truly is sorry about what he did, a 1 or 2 word apology won't be enough to convey his true feelings. Yeah, not exactly her finest work.
俺はその危険性に気づきながらも溺れてしまった。
Gito, I have kind of a stupid question for you.
なんだ?
It's definitely a stupid question, but I tried to make it a bit easier to stomach. Still then, with just the two of us, I knew he'd forgive me no matter what I said. Does being a brilliant artist really mean that much to you? To someone like Gito, who grew up here, it's probably a basic assumption he doesn't give a second thought to. But to an outsider like me, it's not. Which is why the question has been nagging me this whole time. Can you only achieve success by personally killing your friends and destroying the town you all grew up in?
芸術家であることがそんなに大事か。率直に答えるなら、俺にはまだわからん。俺はみんなに説得されて道を踏み外さずに済んだ。だが、アポカリプスをなして満足していた俺だっていたのかもしれない。少なくとも学校ではそんなに大事と教わる。ここではな。
Producing world-class artists. The town was created with that singular goal in mind, so it's no wonder Gito was raised to embrace that mindset. As weird as he may be, he's also dedicated to a fault. And just like everyone said, he's far too inflexible to deviate from his predetermined path.
だが、誰かに規定された価値観にすがり続けることもまた愚かなんだと気づいたよ。誰も生み出せない芸術を切り開きたいと願っていたのに、俺が最も固定観念にとらわれていた。
In a sense, this town is a cage that traps people in their own prejudices. An environment deliberately crafted to prioritize art at the expense of everything else. This town is what led to the birth of Gito as a monster. Granted, I'm not saying that absolves him from what he did.
何が正解かは誰にもわからないものなんじゃないか。人生を終えて振り返らない限りは。ただ、一度歩みを止めて自分の力で考えることはしなくちゃならない。それに関してだけなら切り絵を見習うべきなんだろうな。
So it's fair to say that to you, art is your whole life?
外じゃいくらでも多様な職業があるんだろう。シュウが前に言っていた、何だったか。
Firefighter?
そう、それだ。無論そういった職種が存在することは望ましい。望ましいし理解もできる。ただ、それらがアーティストと同列に尊厳を持つ世界というのが俺には想像つかなくてな。
Of course, there's more to life than war, but I'm still young and I find it hard to fathom the world.
今でも俺は芸術家たることを己の使命としているのは間違いない。その生き方は今更変えられん。ただ、誰かを犠牲にして成り立つ作品など到底美しくはない。俺は今まで芸術のためといえば自分の心さえ押し殺すことができていた。言い訳に聞こえるかもしれないが、俺はシュウのこともみんなのことも等しく好きだったし、今もそれは変わらない。だが、以前の俺はそれを捨てるほど愚かだったんだ。
However, things have changed.
芸術のためじゃない。食材のために芸術を使う。それが今の俺にしかできない表現なんだ。
It's his method of atonement, expressing his feelings of guilt over his past actions for his work.
ヴィア・ドロローサという言葉がある。苦難の道という意味だ。
A difficult path?
イエスが十字架を背負い、ゴルゴダの丘へ向かった最後の歩みのことを指す。俺が歩むのは終わりなきそれだ。
Until the day this man known as Gito Hiragi finds his redemption, he must continue along his own arduous artistic path while bearing the weight of his guilt. Expressing the entirety of one's consciousness is difficult, even for someone like Gito.
だからシュウ、俺はこれからも作品を作り続ける。背負った十字架を形にするまで。お前にはずっとそれを見守っていてほしい。
Yeah, of course. Until you find peace of mind, his atonement, his redemption, his penance. I feel it's also my duty to see him out through the end as he toils under the weight of original sin.
とはいえ、それだけではやはり足らん。俺の自己満足になりかねない。
I don't think...
そうだ。いいやり方を思いついた。
Eh? Struck by an idea, he quickly jumps to his feet. He then gives me a hand up for my stump. Just as I'm about to ask what's going on.
シュウ、俺を殴れ。
Alright. His suggestion seems to come out of nowhere. Take off your glasses first, okay? But I could tell through his gaze what he's trying to do. He did mention earlier his difficulty in verbalizing his emotions. Perhaps this is part of his redemption arc. No matter how many words flow from his mouth, it'll never be enough to diminish his guilt. I'm sure Guido knows that better than anyone. And because I understand why he's doing this, there's only one thing I can say in return. Are you sure?
殺してくれてもいいぞ。
I'm not gonna kill you, buddy. If that's what he wants. I take all my rage from all the times I stood on the brink of death. All of Yuna's resentment for being forced to relive that tragedy at the cost of her life. All of Sakuya's suffering, trapped in a moral quandary, forced repeatedly for that year-long loop. If they can't do it, then I'll do it for them. Guido? You fucking idiot! I deliver a solid punch to his cheek, and he hits the ground with a dull thud. Dang. Didn't even let him take off his glasses, huh? I put everything I had behind it, spurred on by the memory of our friends. I hope he's okay. Should have hit him in the nuts. How was that?
聞いた。星が綺麗だ。
Guido's down for the count, sprawled limply on the ground, staring up at the sky. A shaky smile plays over his lips as he looks somewhat relieved.
ありがとう、シュウ。わがままを聞いてくれて。
I would say I'm not sure why you'd thank me for punching you, but I guess it's very like you. Chuckling in amazement, I reached down to help him to his feet. He still has some unfinished business. Hit him 5 more times. Guido? Now it's time for the lower end. This time I want you to hit me as hard as you can. Oh, okay. It wouldn't be fair otherwise. That's how I feel, at least.
何を言い出すかと思えば、俺にシュウを殴る道理はないよ。
No, there is. Everything he suffered through. And that horrible vision of the apocalypse. None of it would have happened if it wasn't for the serpent planting ideas in his head. I owe you an apology as well. Because I am Soichi Radarase's. I'm about to confess my sin to Guido. I mean, I don't think us being his son is a sin. Just saying. However, he gently reaches out and cuts me off. As if to tell me I don't need to finish.
知っていたさ。初めて会った時からな。
Oh wow, you knew that? Okay, I see. What?
芸術家は見抜く力が大事だと言っただろう。
Alrighty then. Guido smiles gently at me, as if he knew exactly what I've been about to say.
感づいていて、俺は何もしなかった。シュウが渡らせと名乗らなかった以上、俺もシュウをシュウという一人の人間として接した。
But it's my fault that...
そのせいも何もない。この町で起きようとしていたことは全て俺が原因だ。そこに他の誰も入る余地はないよ。
But if he hadn't come here...
来なければというのなら、それはお前の方だろう。シュウが来なければ、俺はただの殺人者としてこの町を破壊していた。
Dang, I mean, got a really good point there.
シュウが来てくれたおかげで、ユネがいてくれたおかげで、俺は道を踏み外さずに済んだ。ありがとう。
Guido. Oh god. He devotes himself wholeheartedly to everything he does in life. So, I'm not satisfied by just punching you. Punch me back!
わがままな後輩だな。
Alright, then kick me.
無理。
Pretty please!
後輩を殴るような年長者にはなりたくないんだ。艦長ならいいぞ。
Like, shoving your fingers up my butt. Wait, like shoving your fingers up my butt? No thanks, it's not the same. 1,000 years of death.
閉まらないのか。
1,000 years of death? Like the overall feeling. In the end, you didn't punch me. I turned away my left cheek, getting the feeling that you probably feel bad and kissed it instead. Lol.
Na, Shu.
Yeah? With silence blanketing us following our scuffle, he mumbles quietly as if to himself.
俺は一人前の芸術家になれるだろうか。
I mean, I think you already are. You're still like super talented. Like, remember that sculpture you made?
誰のコピーでもない俺だけの美しさを生み出せる人間に
Perhaps it's the fear Gato's been harboring in his heart for a while now. It's this town's one-size-fits-all mentality that ultimately led Gato to reach for the forbidden fruit. You already are one. I'm sure of it. I tell him how I truly feel. I know it because the real Christmas is finally coming this time. And the canvas of who you are as a person is still blank. In that moment, I forgive him.
見届けると言ったはずだが
And I will. But I'm not the one you need to seek forgiveness from.
他のみんなだと
That's right. I also can't help but feel guilty for everything my father did. So in that sense, I guess that makes us even. Let's promise to never talk about it again. There's no one, aside from us, who knows of our parallel existence. While Gato still needs to make amends, as far as I'm concerned, one punch was good enough for me.
お人よしが過ぎると思うがそれなら余計に俺は週に恥じない自分でなければな
Good. I know I'd be able to make a difference in the outside world, though.
ならいつか俺の作品を週に渡そうとびっきり価値のあるやつをな
I can't wait. Gato will continue to create, striving for beauty and artistic excellence, and his own redemption. It's something not even Santa can bring him. Only he can create it. Oh, December 25th, Christmas. I legit just thought we were gonna get an H in Usaki. I'm really surprised we actually got to see Guido do the apology.
第22回聖アレイア学院文化祭を開催いたします。
Do the apology that you.
皆様どうぞお楽しみください。
Just to Lily, please. I'm always surprised that we got to see Guido actually like do the apology that he said he was gonna do. Like, I'm glad they showed it. I like that a lot. But yeah, now it's Christmas. Mr. Lily's voice carries over the loudspeakers as usual. We listen to the announcement, feeling revitalized, knowing the time has finally come. I feel like I haven't seen this in a while. A freaking Santa outfit, dude. It's still great. That's okay, I resettled all that, it's fine. Yeah, also happy birthday, Yune. We still don't know what present we got her. All of us will be living the same day twice in a row, except for one exception. Hey, there she is. I was wondering where you were at. Now she's finally allowed out in public, Rinko's celebrating this year's culture festival for the first time. Everyone's been acknowledging her reappearance from afar, wide-eyed amazement all day. That makes sense.
リンカの扱いはどうなるんだ
昨日リリー先生に言ったら普通に戻ってきていいんだってさ。なんかすげえあっさりしてたぜ。
あなたたちの先輩だよ。この町のじゃないけどね。
Leela. I'm sure she'd know what was going on as much as we did and passed it along to Sister Lily. If Radarase's plan to bring about the apocalypse crushed, there's less of a need to keep everyone under lock and key. I wish I could thank her, but as always, I have no idea where she might be.
じゃあとりあえず持ち場に散りますか。
でも私は上映するだけだからほとんど変わんねえんだけどな。先輩、また時間が合えばご飯行きましょう。
Sure. Kota and Gato should come too.
了解。
何を言われるやらだな。
And so we each split off, heading toward our designated exhibit areas. Except me. There's someone I have to see. Kota!
シュウ君、どうしたの？自分の教室に行くんじゃなかったっけ？
Yeah, I should. But before I head over, I wanted to thank you.
もしかして昨日のこと？それなら気にしなくていいよ。私たちの方が助かってるんだし。
Be that as it may, it's not just about yesterday. Kota's been helping me out for a very long time now. The only reason I knew so much about Rinka and learned of Gito's plans is all thanks to you, Kota. You helped me so many times now across several timelines.
泣いちゃダメ。今の私たちが別れてもまた会えるんだから。ね。
Okay, Kota, but I promise, I won't forget anything you taught me.
よしよし。今までも辛かったんだよね。絶対にうまくやってね。誰も悲しまないように。シュウ君ならきっとできるよ。
You taught me so much, cheered me on, and set me on my way. I want her to know how much your kindness has helped me along, even beyond what she could remember. I promised I'd tell you everything when I finally succeeded. So, thank you. I mean it.
そっか。自分からメッセージを受け取るなんてなんか変な感じだね。ありがとう、シュウ君。シュウ君のおかげで私もこうやって平和にクリスマスを迎えられて嬉しいよ。頑張ったね。
Oh, thank goodness. I sure did. Hearing her say that makes me feel as if everything I struggled through was worth it. I'm filled with gratitude.
でも気になるな。その時の私はどんなんだったんだろう。
Not anything
変
great.
なことしてないかな。
Not anything greater than you usually do. Flippin' A, at it. Nope, nothing weird. You're the same pragmatic leader as always that wants to see my pee-pee pecker.
なんか目が泳いでるような。
I'm just stretching the truth. At any rate, after thanking Kota, I head back to my own classroom. "10 o'clock. I glanced over at the clock hung on the wall. I'd always thought the lack of numbers was a stylistic choice, but I guess there was a reason behind it after all. After all the mystery and uneasiness leading up to this point, we finally made it to this day again. And I couldn't be happier. Everything's going great, except... You having fun? You. Well, what are you doing here?
言っちゃ悪いかよ。
That right? That's kind of mean, actually. What the fuck? Not exactly. It's just... I also could find my stuff interesting.
いやー、写真とはいえ、シュウが偉そうに個展開いてるのが面白い。
It's also very interesting and ironic that Guido gave us that camera. Huh. Very interesting. You're going overboard with the compliments.
まあ、多めに見てくれよ。私は出し物もないからロム線なんだ。
I think I clearly picked up some weird words. I can't be bothered to correct it, so I just go along with it.
それにこの1週間辛かったんだ。逃亡者みたいな生活してたからな。ようやくおテント様の下に出れた喜びよ。
Well, that's good. Says the girl has been lounging around in other people's rooms. Anyway, I'm about to head out.
あれ、そうなの？
Yep. I'm gonna see how Saki is doing.
あー、はいはいはいはいは
What's your problem?
い。いやー、別に二人で楽しんでくればいいんじゃない？
Rinka! The way she says it rubs me the wrong way. You know Saki has her own exhibit, right? She makes amazing clothes much better than my shabby photos.
はいなはいな。いってらっしゃい。
You're so annoying. I say goodbye to Rinka, who's pissing me off more and more with each word before heading to Sakuya's room. I mean, like we learned, Carrie had to get it from somewhere. Oh yeah, I want to say, I forgot to say this because there was so much...
先輩、Sakuya はここにいます。
What's up, Sakuya? But yeah, I forgot to say this because there was like so much going on and so much to talk about. But I wanted to mention how I also thought... It was also really interesting how Yuna knew Carrie was acting the whole time. She just went along with it too. I thought that was interesting because Yuna saw right for her act. Like, so many things. But I want to talk about that too because I would have never thought that either. Sakuya, I know, I get it. Everyone's watching us. As soon as she spots me, Sakuya's entire demeanor changes. Well, it makes me happy. It quickly makes us a center of attention. Getting a lot of visitors?
はい。それに皆さん試着してもらったり、作った甲斐があるというものです。
Mannequins made by Guido are lined up in the middle of the room, adorned with colorful clothing. There's a wide array of all different types of outfits, from flashy showstoppers to stylish everyday attire. You must really love making clothes if you kept doing it even in hiding, huh?
シュウ先輩にはピンとこないかもしれませんが、我々は作ることをやめられない人種なのです。
I see. She really takes after her brother. A smile quickly returns to her face as she continues.
それじゃあ、さっさん、行きましょう。
Wait,
先輩。
what do you mean, go where? You sure? There's still lots of people here.
良いのです。こういう時のために召使いを呼びました。
Who's your servant, Guido? Is that his penance? A what? That's his punishment?
ちょうど来ました。私の代わりに接客をお願いします、兄さん。
召使いがどうこうと聞こえたが。
It's Guido, who's completely in Sakuya's debt after everything that happened. I feel a little bad for him. Nah, that's getting off easy, actually. I'm just saying. Literally blew up the town.
私はシュウ先輩とよその展示を回ってきます。なので、お留守番を頼まれてほしいです。
それは別に構わんが。
Guido shoots me a calculating gaze, as if evaluating me.
妹をよろしく頼んだ。
I will, I promise.
やっぱりこう、文化祭といえば、カップルで歩くべきだと思うんです。
Yeah, I guess it's got that atmosphere to it. Sakuya, who's no longer holding back her affection for me, is walking around in broad daylight with her arm entwined with mine. I'm a little embarrassed. There's no way I'm about to say anything about it after all the time she spent hiding her true emotions. Sakuya, he might be right, but...
ついにこのセリフを使う時が来ましたね。当ててるんです。
Okay, you're right. You sound so proud and so squishable. You have to keep calm.
どうしたんですか、先輩。昨夜の方を向いてください。
I am. I'm just exercising restraint. Jeez. Nope, it's impossible. Despite recovering my lost memories, I still have zero relationship experience. I'm not used to this.
もしかして先輩、スケベなこと考えてます？
I am a pure man. You know, Sakuya, culture festivals are in the outside world are way flashier.
露骨な話題そらしですが乗ってあげます。派手というと？
There's no turning back now. I really am turning into a huge perv. The quality of the work on display isn't anywhere near as high as here, but the classrooms and stuff have way more decorations. Plus, there's performances and food stalls. Each class gets one shop. I'm pretty sure I participated last year at my old school. They go on to describe a typical culture festival.
クラス単位でやるんですね。それも面白そうです。それに装飾っていうのもクリスマスだからってことじゃなくてですよね。
Right. They usually happen in the fall. As such, fall is also known as the season of the arts. Though I assume it's not the same here. Art takes the main stage here all year round. Though I know there's plenty of different fun to be had in the outside world.
そういうのもやってみたいです。来年は頼んでみましょうか。
You may very well get to.
それに先輩が通ってたっていう学校も気になります。
My school is pretty average, honestly. But I guess it doesn't mean much to you.
学校はどうでもよいのですが、先輩のご友人とか。
Oh, I don't have any of those. They're all here. My friends? I chuckle, parroting a question back. She seems unexpectedly serious.
どういう方がいたのかなとか。
I don't know. Pretty normal. Though again, I guess describing them as normal is kind of strange. Everyone here is so unique that I'm not sure how else to describe them. At the same time, everything in this town is normal to the people who live here.
女子もいたのかな。
Nope, it's an all-boys school. Most classes have about a 50-50 split. See, we should have lied. So that's what you're getting at. I finally unearthed the real reason behind all of her questions. She's jealous. There's no need for you to worry. The only girl for me is you, Sakuya.
本当ですか？実はオーロラの外に将来を誓い合った幼馴染がいたりしませんか？
Nope. Just different timelines, that's all. Nope. I didn't even know about that kind of quoting promise anyway.
サクヤは心配なのです。こんなに魅力的な先輩はきっと外でもモテモテ。
I kind of want to brag a little, but I should probably stick to the truth. No matter how deep she buried her feelings for me, her love never wavered. Knowing that is oddly comforting.
そんじゃユネ先輩誕生日
Hey, finally! Birthday! Finally, we get to celebrate Yune's birthday, and there's no chaos and mayhem and destruction. Now, what do we get her? What's her present?
ありがとう。みんないつの間にあれ
She looks at me, clearly confused. We've lived the same period of time over and over. And but there's one thing I never told her about.
驚いてくれたようでよかった。だってこんなの初めてで。もうシュー
Yeah, we're supposed to, but other stuff came up. If I told you, that wouldn't have been a surprise. I hand her a pocket watch along with the other gifts that everyone else carefully picked out for the special occasion.
サクヤからはユネ先輩にぴったりのニットです。しかも受けを狙わず普通に着れるやつです。あ、かわいい。オフィシャルなんだ。
Can I see a wear of that, please? Can that be a sprite? Please.
はい。雪の日はおそらく冷たいので何かアウターを羽織ってください。おい待ってサクヤ。お前のが一番いいやつなんだから最後にしとけって。もう渡してしまいました。私のは手作りじゃなくてごめんね。ユネが前にお店で見てたオルゴール。
I mean, that sounds like a really great gift, honestly. She loves music, so.
あれ高かったのに悪いですよ。もらっておいて。こんなことくらいでしか私たちはユネに感謝ができないし。
Aw. Everyone was given a brief explanation about the miraculous apples. While it may have been a little hard for them to understand, considering how outlandish it sounds, at least got Yune made the most significant sacrifice here.
これは俺からユネの好みに合うかわかんねえんだけど店長。
あ、かわいい。妖精さんみたい。ありがとう。
Sorry, buddy. Here you go.
これは俺からユネの好みに合うかわかんねえんだけど店長がおすすめしてくれたから。
私のは押し花だ。手作りだから下手っぴだけど勘弁してくれよな。
俺からは現金だ。
Ah, the standard.
私からも現金。
Nice, that's hilarious. They know. Just go get anything you want. Just get what you want.
いやちょっと待ちなさい。
You want a gift card instead, Yune? She's completely flustered, which is very like her.
どうした？
Here's some money.
こんなのいきなり渡されても受け取れないです。
Why not? It's your birthday.
だってよキリエ。
マジ？ショック。
What can you
キリエ
do?
のはいいの。問題なのは後の2人。
何がダメなんだ？
お金をもらうのはなんかこう違うじゃないですか。
そうは言っても昨日今日で用意できるものなど限られているからな。
That's fair to be honest.
なあ。
But also,
つうかやっぱ似た者同士っすよね。
but it's also really funny because even if they had more time, I would expect that from them anyway. So It's just even funnier.
昨夜の苦労がわかるよ。
一応ユネを模したチェスの駒を作ってはきたんだが
Oh, you did.
今にしてみるとクオリティがどうも
You did have something else? Wow. Why'd you just give her that then?
そういうのが欲しいんですよ。っていうかめちゃくちゃよくできてるし。
Yeah, because Yuna is definitely the type that would like prefer like, you know, just like the thought that counts kind of stuff. So yeah, even if it's like messed up, she would still definitely like that more though. So yeah, I should just give her that to begin with. Wow, what the heck? It looks just like her.
私も一応外で買ってきたこのアクセとかならあげられるけど。
That sounds like a nice gift.
兄さんがリンカ先輩と喧嘩した理由、なんとなく分かった気がしました。
And so, the Christmas party was a roaring success, with Yune being the star of the show. The party was in full swing when around midnight, we slipped away from the crowd around the tree.
高野菜楽しかったですね。
Yeah, that's the first time I got to enjoy it.
ですです。今までは先輩と兄さんがどうするのか気が気でなくて。
Although I've experienced a Christmas party several times before, this is the first time I've done so without incident. Sakuya,
はい。
I'm sorry for bringing this up again, but please just listen. All this time until now, why didn't you just tell me what was going on so we could work together instead of going at it alone? Sakuya's ideal scenario was for the town to be destroyed without casualties. While it's a far cry from what Yun and I hoped for, I might have understood if she offered an explanation.
シュウ先輩がシュウ先生だった頃に一度だけ。
Oh, what did we say? You mean before we ate the apples?
はい。でも信じてはもらえませんでした。当然だと思います。それにその話をすればシュウ先生はなおさら町を守ろうとしてしまいました。失敗です。
When we stopped the apocalypse, Gato reset time. Of course that would be a failure. Why did you try when I was a student?
そんな虫のいいことできませんよ。私が私の勝手で先輩の記憶を奪ってるのに、その上協力しましょうなんて一度伝えたらバレちゃいますしね。それに私はやっぱり怖かったのかもしれません。先輩に拒否されるのが。だから私臆病なんですよね。結局まともに告白できたのも1回だけで。シュウ先輩の後輩としての昨夜、私にとってはそこが何より居心地よくて、だからそれは最後まで壊したくなかったんです。全部言い訳ですけどね。はい。
She tries to laugh it off by playfully sticking out her tongue, but I can tell how sincere she is. All this time, she really cared for me. I'm a coward too. I never pressed Yune for the truth until the very end. Probably because I was afraid of what she might tell me.
先輩。
So in the end, I took all the courage I had to eat the red apple and send us back. I planned on taking Yune's place, who was fading away. At the time, I didn't care if I disappeared or not. In fact, I wanted to. What if I vanished in thin air? Yune, who'd rotted away as a bow, was reborn as an arrow. I could theorize what might happen to me, but didn't know for sure. Then, a miracle happened. The golden apple chose us, including Yune and Sakuya. What I dealt with is nothing compared to these goddesses who suffered through heart-rending loneliness for so long. A future without their salvation is downright wrong.
ヨネ先輩もシュウ先輩もいなくなるなんてダメです。絶対に嫌です。
Thanks.
シュウ先輩が無事なのもきっと先輩がサンタさんだからですよ。これは頑張ってきた先輩へのクリスマスプレゼントなんです。
Does Santa Claus get Christmas presents? I never actually thought about that before. Huh. You almost made me think you forgot.
私を探しにやってきたサンタさんですもんね。
She pokes her cheek with her finger, grinning mischievously. There's no way I can resist that smile that Kita wants me to protect with my life. Sakuya? Sorry, I'm drunk. I'll never hold back any longer. I impulsively hug her. I'm just glad we're alone.
嬉しいです。先輩。あったかい。
I'm sorry I didn't notice until now.
いいんです。先輩は今こうしていてくれるんですから、これが咲夜にとっての全てなのです。先輩、大好き。私はもうぞっこんのメロメロです。
That's an oddly archaic expression, Sakuya. The town's lexicon all originated from the teachers, but who would teach them something like that?
でも、私は幸せすぎて怖いです。
He says before stepping back. Oh?
見えますか？先輩、オーロラです。
Yeah, I see it. It's right behind you. He steps back against the crystal wall with a smile. Her face, illuminated by the moonlight, looks as ethereal as a melting snowflake.
この大きくてちっぽけな壁が今まで私たちの距離を阻んでいました。
With me on the outside and her inside, the distance between us never got smaller, even after I came here. Being on opposite sides, we passed each other by sometimes, colliding, but always furthest us apart despite how close we appeared to be. Still,
今はもうこの壁も怖くありません。先輩がこのオーロラの向こうに行ったって私たちはつながっていると信じられます。
I feel the same way. I told you it was tiny once, didn't I?
はい。私にとってオーロラは本当にただの壁となりました。感情かもしれないですが、私の愛は引き裂けません。
Knock, knock. He softly bangs the Aurora as if knocking on a door, and it stands firm as if in defiance.
でも私は今もちょっと信じられません。リンゴが見せている長い夢なんじゃないかって思ってしまいます。最初にやり直したことも何度も失敗したこともこうしてシュウ先輩と一緒にいられることも全部。
Her face is filled with fear and anxiety, just like she looked that one day. All I wanted to do was hug her and protect her from those feelings in a way I couldn't before.
兄さんを止めてシュウ先輩と結ばれたい。とても欲張りでわがままな願いでした。でもそれが叶っているのが今です。何年も祈っていました。ですけど本当に実現するなんて思わないじゃないですか。
For Sakuya, she's relived countless entire years in order to get to this point. That future where the snake can finally stop eating its own tail is finally in her grasp.
普通じゃありえないことが起こりすぎていつ目が覚めてもおかしくないなって。
You're worried?
はい、不安です。昨日は眠るのも怖かった。起きたら元に戻っていそうで。
I felt the same way.
あ、先輩も。
Of course, we both lived through such bizarre experiences. And now I feel so happy to be with you that it's almost terrifying. I feel like the only way this could be possible is if this were just a dream.
夢。そうですね。先輩はルソーの夢という作品を覚えていますか？
The jungle painting?
そうです。いつか私が引き込まれるって語った作品です。
The dream. The painting by Henry Rosso.
ジャングルの中、一人寝そべる裸の女性、見え隠れするライオンやヘビ使いたちの顔。見ただけじゃ意味がわかりませんよね。
To make matters worse, there's no promise of an attribute to help the viewer out. That's why Rosso wrote a poem describing it. I remember Sister Lily mentioned that.
技術的に優れているわけでも、デッサンが整っているわけでもありません。ですが、そこには見る人を釘付けにする魔力があります。美術回廊にあるレプリカでさえです。
Memories of standing beside Sakuya and admiring that painting come to mind as she talks.
あの絵は1910年、ルソーの晩年に制作されました。デュシャンが泉を発表する7年前です。この町にある作品の中では極めて最近のものであると言えます。数少ない許されていたモダンアートの一つ。本物はニューヨークという場所の博物館にあるそうです。私は知りませんでしたが、大きな都会みたいですね。でもルソー本人は実際にジャングルを訪れたことなんてなかったそうです。他にも多くのジャングルを描いているのに。ですが、だからきっとあれは夢なのかなって思いました。
All of this is just pure speculation. Sakuya points out that enigmatic painting is steeped in mysteries and will remain so forever.
実際に私たちが見る夢だって理不尽なものが多いと思います。ですが、それは想像できる範囲でしかなくて、この街で起こることなら私も夢を見られます。でもこの外はそうじゃないです。私はルソーみたいに見たことのない景色は描けない。だから私はあの夢を、本物の夢を見たい。
The dream that exists here is a fake, a pictorial imitation of a scene that never existed. The original exists far beyond the Aurora and across the ocean.
そしたらきっと私は今が現実なんだって証明できる気がします。先輩、私をこのオーロラの外に連れてってくれますか？
Of course I can. He asked me, scared yet gathering all the courage he has. My response feels so natural, like I was expecting this from the start. Of course I can, Sakuya.
ありがとうございます、シュウさん。
Aw. And thus, the captive princess beams at me with that same smile she showed me while once holding me captive. It's a glow more dazzling than I ever thought I'd see on her face.
もう話さないでくださいね。
And so, the two of us together begin our journey over the Aurora.
メリークリスマス。
Oh, so, but like, are we going right now? Uh-huh. Wait, is it gonna fade out? What about the tango? Okay.
わせるよ
All right. So that was Sakuya's ending. And yeah, I'm surprised we actually didn't really get much romance there. So I'm gonna guess like that's in the after story stuff then. With particularly Saki and Yune. Because I'm sure Kiri and Kota also have like other scenes in the after stories too. But I'm gonna guess that Sakuya's and Yune's have like more romance stuff in their after stories as well. Since they didn't even have that in that route. Yeah, really, really, really liked all that a lot. Super great stuff. I'm gonna say my full thoughts for once we do Yune's true ending as well. But yeah, again, like I've been saying, I've been super impressed by just how well constructed this game has been. And all the build up. I freaking love it, dude. Yeah. Sakuya's true ending was really good. I liked how that ended. But next time, we will be doing Yune's true ending, you know. Gotta say my girl for last, so that should be really fun too. And then I won't do the after stories right away though, because like I said in Senran Banka, I have so much stuff I need to get through still, so but I will come back to it soon and do the after stories then. Yeah, so once we do Yune's true ending, that'll be it for a bit. Yeah, with all that being said, this is DragonForce Anime Reviews logging out. Have a nice day or night, and I'll see you guys all next time. Later.